All right, everybody go back to your seats, please. If you did not finish, you can finish it this afternoon when you get home or when you have a little time, or you can finish it tomorrow with the other work that I will be assigning to you for tomorrow. Yeah, that would be makeup stuff and stuff that I assign you. All right, so we're going to do a little bit more of social studies. We're going to do a little bit here because we got a little bit of time, and then we'll do some more after lunch. But I have, so you know how yesterday I showed you the European exploration thing right here? Yeah. This is the exact same thing, but it's in like their newspaper form. So I'm going to give everybody, just wait a minute. I'm going to give everybody a copy of this because on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're going to have assignments to do that are on this paper. So you need to keep this so you can do the assignments on what I assign on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're not done reading it yet, but the actual newspaper is this front and back right here. And then the assignments are on this page. So when y'all come back on Monday, y'all need to turn these in.
What do we do with them?
No, we're still reading it. We're not done reading it yet. And then like maybe tomorrow I'll give you like one of the three. There's three assignments. There's three things that you do for it. There's a crossword puzzle, there's a matching, and then there's a table. But I will tell you what you're doing on that day. Okay? But I wanted to go ahead and kind of introduce it a little bit just so you guys can see that, so you can have it in your hand whenever we go over it and we read. So we've got about, say about 15 minutes until we're going to take a break, go to the bathroom, move on to math. So I'm going to go ahead and pass these out. Those that are virtual right now, you're going to get yours on Thursday. We'll just get you caught up on Thursday, Friday, whenever. But if you'll just keep watch on the screen, because I'm still going to play it off the screen, they're just going to have something to follow along with. Okay? All right, so I'm going to have Jada pass these out. One to everybody. So yesterday we started talking about the European explorers and their adventure to this colony. Well, at the time it wasn't a colony, but it was this new world. Why were they coming over to America, to this new world?
To discover, to see the gold.
To discover the world, discover gold. All right, what else? Why else did they come over? Who was in charge of them before? Queen Elizabeth. And they wanted to get away from Queen Elizabeth's rule. They were... Are you okay? I know, he's all right. So they came to this new world. Now, who are Philip Amadas and Arthur Barlow?
The sailors. No, the natives they met. The natives that they took.
The what?
The natives that they took, right? Those two natives.
No. Oh no, we'll look at it again. If you sorry, I'm waiting. Has everybody gotten a paper? Almost? Okay. So, the Europeans returned to the Carolinas, meaning they had already come over and discovered it. I got one. They had already come over and discovered it, but then they went back because they were going back to trade things. They came to America to trade things with England and get money for things that they found. All right, we're going to look at the bottom that says drilling for oil of North Carolina coast. Everybody got one. All right, so we're looking at the bottom that says drilling for oil of North Carolina's coast. Now, why do you think we drill for oil? Well, what does oil give us?
Start engine. Gas. No.
Thank you for raising your hand. What does oil give us, Charles?
You can make money off of it.
Okay, you make money off of it because what are they actually, the oil, what is it producing? What's it producing?
Gas.
It's producing gas. And what else?
So that they don't catch on fire because of the friction.
Right. Well, we don't want them to catch on fire because then the gas line's on fire. Why do you think it's more important to drill off of North Carolina's coast compared to off of, say, Saudi Arabia's coast?
Because they have gold.
Nathan, thank you. Well, if we drill off of Saudi Arabia's coast or some other foreign country's coast, then who's getting the money from it? The people that are drilling off of it. If we drill off our coast, then who's benefiting from it?
Nobody.
We are. Then it doesn't have to travel as far to get to us to be used as gas because of then we don't have to pay all that extra tax for it to be moved over here. If it's drilled close to us, it doesn't have to travel as far. Let's watch this short video right here. Alex.
The Texas oil boom was a period of dramatic change in economic growth in the state of Texas during the early 20th century.
Yeah.
Sometimes called the Gusher Age. It began with the discovery of a large petroleum reserve near Beaumont, Texas. The discovery of oil changed everything for Texas, and to this day, Texas oil is used all over the world. It is burned to give light. It's used to fuel our cars. When oil is turned into plastic, it can be used for all kinds of things. Oil is a natural resource made from the remains of plants and animals that were buried underground many millions of years ago. Although oil is a natural resource, it is also a non-renewable resource. That means we only have a limited supply of it, so it's important that we use the oil we have wisely, and that we find ways to survive without oil when it's gone.
All right, so when we first started talking about energy, we started talking about fossil fuels and natural resources. Natural resources and fossil fuels are things that the earth produces. Now, these oil and stuff, when it runs out, it runs out. We're not going to be able to have gas. We're not going to be able to have making plastics out of oils. So let's look at what the Associated Weekly says about drilling off of the North Carolina coast.
The times when Europeans sailed in ships to claim foreign
down.
lands are long past, but exploration of North Carolina's coast might. The times when Europeans sailed in ships to claim foreign lands are long past, but exploration of North Carolina's coast might continue again soon. If so, it might take a very different form: the search for fossil fuels. In this troubled economy, America and North Carolina are looking for ways to create more jobs. North Carolina also needs more power for creating electricity. Scientists believe these fuels may be in the land that lies under the ocean offshore from our state. Many people say they think that allowing companies to bring those fuels out of the ground will create more jobs and help provide a ready source of energy. State Senator Phil Berger says drilling would be a good idea because most of North Carolina's reserves are natural gas, which is safer and cleaner than other forms of fossil fuel like petroleum. In 2010, a huge oil spill occurred in the Gulf of Mexico near the coast of Louisiana. Huge amounts of the oil leaked into the water, causing destruction of animal and plant life in the ocean there. The damage caused by that spill has given groups like Environment North Carolina a great deal of concern. They say they want to ban drilling off the state's coast, fearing it will eventually cause a catastrophe accident like the one in the Gulf of Mexico. They also say there's not enough natural gas off the coast to be worth the danger. What do you think? Should drilling be allowed?
See if I can find some. Now, this is a drilling rig. It goes into the earth. It goes miles and miles down into the earth because the oil and stuff is from inside of the earth. The most popular oil reserves is where there's more common places to drill at. Now, the Gulf of Mexico, they had an oil spill. Let's see. So this is an oil spill that's on fire, like what Alex said, causing harm to animals who live there. This is a bird that was caught up in the oil because oil is that thick substance that we put in cars and stuff to help our motor run. And so the birds and stuff are not able to clean it off because of it's sticky. It's stuck to them. So a spill is something that you don't want, but let's see this oil spill intro. Let's watch this. What is it? A short video? Looks like a short video. This is about an oil spill.
Pollution can come in many different ways. One of the most deadly comes in the form of an oil spill. Cars, trucks, lawnmowers, motorcycles, airplanes, boats, they all need some kind of fuel, and that fuel is made from crude oil. This oil is found in the earth and requires drilling and pumping to get it out. Often this oil has to be transported long distances and is pumped into large oil tanker ships that can carry up to 84 million gallons of oil. There have been times these oil tanker ships and sometimes oil drilling rigs have had accidents that have allowed the oil to spill out into the ocean. This can also happen on land when oil tanks and oil wells break and spill their contents onto the ground. Oil and the environment do not mix well. Oil in the water will pollute and seriously damage beaches. It will harm or kill marine animals and birds. On land, plant and animal environments can be destroyed. Oil can coat birds so they cannot fly. Marine animals can sing and find it hard to move if they are covered in oil. And since fish breathe water, oil-polluted water kills them. An area's fishing and tourist industry can be ruined from an oil spill. You might say, just clean it up, but that is much easier said than done. Cleaning up an oil spill can take months and sometimes years. It requires millions of dollars and thousands of people to help with cleanup efforts. Throughout history, there have been many large oil spills. A few include a spill in 1991 during the Gulf War when 300 million gallons of oil was dumped into the Persian Gulf. In 2010, 5 million gallons polluted the coastal waters of Louisiana. In Uzbekistan, in 1992, 87 million gallons of oil created the largest spill on land ever reported. To help in the future, government agencies have enforced stricter rules for oil companies. They prepare for quicker disaster response time and study better ways to clean up oil spills.
All right, so we're gonna pause right there with our social studies. Now put this in your notebook because we're gonna use it after lunch again. In your notebook that you're gonna end up taking home, where you put all your important information. And then, because we're gonna take a short break and then we're gonna move on to math.